You feel it, don't you? Someone out there carries more influence over your emotions than they should, and the worst part is, you didn't even notice when it started happening. Most people never do. Power isn't always taken by force. Sometimes we hand it over quietly without even realizing it. It happens in small moments, when someone's tone makes you doubt yourself, when you replay a conversation again and again, when one person's reaction decides how your entire day feels. Slowly, they begin living inside your mind, without paying rent. Stoic philosophy reveals a truth many ignore. No one can control you unless you surrender that control first. Today, we're going to uncover the quiet red flags you've probably overlooked, the signs that show exactly who you've allowed too much influence over your peace. And once you recognize these signs, you won't forget them. You'll take your energy back, you'll take your calm back, you'll take yourself back. Let's begin. Part 1. Stoic Framework. Why you give away your power. You don't suffer because of people, you suffer because of the authority you give them. And most of the time, you don't even know you're doing it. Stoicism forces us to face a difficult truth. The pain doesn't come from what happens, but from the meaning you attach to it. Someone ignores your message, and you translate it as rejection. Someone speaks sharply, and you interpret it as, "I'm not enough." Someone pulls away, and you blame yourself. None of these meanings are facts. They're interpretations you unconsciously surrender to. Stoics describe this as a chain. Interpretation, emotion, reaction, outcome. If the interpretation is off, everything that follows collapses. One small moment turns into a domino effect that shapes your entire emotional state. But here's the freeing part. You cannot control the event, but you can always control the story you attach to it. That story decides whether you stay grounded or spiral, whether you respond with clarity or react with fear, whether you reclaim your power or keep giving it away. Master the inner chain, take back the meaning, and no one can rule your emotions again. Part 2. 9 Red Flags. You're giving too much power to the wrong people. These signs are subtle, almost silent, and that's why they're dangerous. Most people don't notice when they've handed someone emotional authority. It rarely happens all at once. It builds through tiny patterns you excuse, tolerate, or simply overlook. Stoicism reminds us that the biggest losses don't come from dramatic events, but from the countless tiny moments where you abandon yourself without realizing it. These 9 red flags reveal who is quietly influencing your peace, your self-worth, and your decisions, not through force, but through subtle psychological pressure. Once you understand them, you'll see exactly where your energy has been leaking and how to take it back with clarity instead of anger. Here are the 9 red flags you must recognize. Red flag 1. They make you feel like you need their approval. They never say it openly. They don't demand it directly. But somehow, you feel like your choices need their permission. This is one of the quietest ways people steal your power, the sense that you can't feel confident unless they approve. It begins subtly, a raised eyebrow, a sarcastic question disguised as concern. Over time, you change your behavior not because it feels right to you, but because you fear their reaction, their judgment, or their withdrawal. People like this don't control through force, they control through uncertainty. They plant doubt, and suddenly you question your instincts, your decisions, even your identity. Your inner compass shifts from "what do I want" to "what will they think?" That shift is where your power leaks out. Stoicism teaches no one is free unless they rule themselves. When someone's approval directs your choices, you're no longer steering your life, you're adjusting yourself to their moods and unspoken rules. Ask yourself, do you hesitate before making decisions because you imagine their judgment? Do you feel anxious when they disagree and relieved when they approve? Do you replay their reactions more than your own desires? This isn't support. This isn't respect. It's dependency, intentional or accidental, but harmful either way. Breaking this red flag begins with reclaiming your inner authority. Choose for yourself without seeking confirmation. Tolerate their discomfort and stop measuring your worth through their eyes. You don't need their approval, you need your own courage. Once you stand on that, no one can shrink your decisions again. Red flag 2. They use advice to quietly tear you down. They never criticize directly. They cloak it under concern and disguise judgment as just trying to help. This is one of the most manipulative forms of disrespect. Criticism dressed up as guidance. It sounds harmless, a suggestion here, a correction there. But if you pay attention, the tone isn't supportive. It's minimizing, condescending, designed to weaken your confidence, not build it. Over time, these helpful remarks become tiny cuts that slice away at your self-belief. People who act like this want to maintain psychological advantage. They place themselves as the smarter one, the wiser one, the one who always knows better. Once you accept that dynamic, they don't even need to control you. You start adjusting yourself to fit their expectations. Your dreams shrink, your choices shift. Their voice replaces your inner voice. Stoicism teaches, if it isn't true, don't believe it. If it isn't necessary, don't say it. Someone who offers advice that consistently makes you feel smaller isn't helping. They're building superiority. Ask yourself, do their suggestions weaken you instead of strengthening you? Do they highlight flaws instead of growth? Do they guide you only when it puts them above you? This isn't mentorship, it's manipulation wrapped in politeness. Breaking this begins with seeing the intention behind the words. Build a filter. Only let in the feedback that aligns with your values. Their advice is not your truth. Their tone is not your identity. Their need for superiority does not define your potential. Red flag 3. They use silence to control your emotions. They don't argue. They don't explain. They simply go quiet and let you drown in uncertainty. The silent treatment is one of the most subtle yet powerful emotional tactics. It creates confusion, anxiety, and self-blame. And the person using it knows exactly what they're doing. They pull away not for space, but because they know you'll fill the silence with fear. You start wondering, did I mess up? Are they mad? Did I lose them? And the moment you spiral into these questions, they no longer need to control you. Your fear does the job for them. Manipulative silence works by hijacking your need for clarity. When someone intentionally withholds communication, they push you into chasing their validation. You start over-explaining, apologizing, fixing problems that were never yours. The more you chase, the more power they gain, without saying a word. Stoicism teaches what disturbs you isn't the action, but your judgment of it. Silence is just silence. It becomes a weapon when you let it define your worth. When you shift your meaning, you reclaim your control. Ask yourself, do they go quiet when they don't get their way? Do they ignore you until you reach out first? Do they reappear the moment you break? This isn't space, it isn't maturity, it's calculated avoidance meant to keep you uncertain. To break this pattern, stop rewarding silence with pursuit. Hold your ground, stay calm, let their silence belong to them, not you. Red flag 4. They dislike when you have a life outside them. They never say, don't go. They never forbid anything outright. Instead, they make you feel guilty for having a life that doesn't revolve around them. This red flag is rarely loud. It shows up in disappointed tones, passive-aggressive comments, or sudden coldness when you spend time elsewhere. What they dislike is not your activity, it's your independence. When you grow, connect, or focus on goals outside of them, they fear losing the emotional leverage they've had over you. People like this crave a sense of ownership. They want to be the center of your attention, the main influence on your choices, the one who decides where your energy goes. So when they sense you becoming independent, they react with discomfort, jealousy, or resentment. And if you adjust to avoid upsetting them, you gradually shrink your life to fit their comfort. Stoicism teaches, a person's worth matches the worth of their ambitions. Your ambitions can't survive in an environment that punishes your growth. When someone tries to limit your world, they're trying to limit your future. The more you let their reactions control your movements, the more power you surrender. Ask yourself, do they turn cold when you spend time with others? Do they question your motives when you pursue goals? Do they look annoyed when you achieve something on your own? This isn't love. It isn't partnership. It's fear disguised as attachment and control disguised as concern. To break this, protect your independence. Grow anyway. Expand your world without seeking permission. People meant to stay will celebrate your expansion, not shrink because of it. Your life is yours. Your growth is yours. And no one has the right to shrink the world you're meant to build. Red flag 5. They insult you through jokes that cut deeper than anyone admits. They laugh as they say it. They call you too sensitive, yet the joke always lands exactly where it wounds the most. When someone repeatedly hides disrespect behind humor, this isn't comedy. It's a tactic. They use jokes as a shield, a way to deliver criticism without ever taking ownership. The aim isn't to make you smile, it's to test how much disrespect you'll swallow, and the moment you laugh along to avoid tension, they learn precisely how far they can go before you push back. Their humor often targets your insecurities, your looks, your choices, your flaws, your dreams. Instead of encouraging your growth, they highlight your weaknesses in front of others and label it just fun. And when you finally call them out, they flip the script with one line, "Relax, I'm only joking." This turns the blame onto you, making you doubt yourself while they keep pretending to be light-hearted. Stoicism teaches, never let anyone make you feel small, not even with a smile. Words that repeatedly chip away at your worth are not jokes. They are deliberate attacks wrapped in innocence, and the more you tolerate them, the more you allow someone else to define the limits of your self-respect. Ask yourself, do their jokes make others laugh at you instead of with you? Do you feel smaller after their humor instead of lighter? Do you stop sharing your goals because they turn them into punchlines? This is not bonding. This is not teasing. This is humiliation masked as humor. And humiliation always revolves around power. To break this red flag, refuse to play along. Respond calmly. I don't find that funny. Pull your energy back. People who thrive on mockery lose their influence the moment you stop accepting the role they assign you. You deserve respect. You deserve dignity. No joke should cost you your self-worth. Red flag 6. You always find yourself explaining yourself to them. You start defending your choices, then your intentions, then eventually your character. When you constantly feel the need to justify everything, it means they've placed themselves in the position of the judge, and you've unknowingly accepted the role of the defendant. Healthy people ask for clarity. Manipulative people ask for explanations. They don't want to understand you. They want to measure you, to see how much justification they can pull out of you, and how easily they can make you question your own decisions. It starts quietly. They raise an eyebrow at your plans. They question your motives with tone, not curiosity. They show disappointment whenever your choices aren't centered around them. Slowly, you shift from living by your values to living by their approval. Every explanation widens the power gap. Every justification weakens your inner confidence. Stoicism teaches, be your own standard. Let others keep theirs. The moment someone makes you feel like you owe them explanations for your boundaries, your goals, your time, or your priorities, they've stepped into a role they never deserved. And the more you bend, the easier it becomes for them to shape who you are. Ask yourself, do you explain your decisions even when no one asked? Do they challenge your choices more than they respect them? Do you fear their reaction when you simply do what's right for you? This isn't accountability, it's subtle control. To reclaim your power, practice short boundaries. No long speeches, no emotional essays, no defending your right to live your own life. You answer with clarity, not justification. This is my decision. Stand firm. Let discomfort exist without trying to rescue it. You don't owe explanations for living your truth. You don't defend your boundaries, and you never give someone permission to validate your decisions. Red flag 7. They make you feel guilty for things you never did. They twist the narrative, they shift the blame, and suddenly you're apologizing for something that wasn't your fault. This is one of the most dangerous red flags because it rewires your inner compass. People who use guilt as a weapon don't need logic or fairness. They rely on your empathy. They rely on your desire to keep the peace. And slowly, they train you to take responsibility for their emotions, their reactions, even their mistakes, while they walk away untouched. Guilt manipulation starts quietly. They sigh, withdraw, or look disappointed without explaining. They hint that you should have known better or tried harder, even when you did nothing wrong. The moment you start explaining yourself, they flip the story again, creating a cycle where you keep trying to fix what isn't broken. And that cycle is exactly where your power drains. Stoicism teaches you are responsible for your actions, not their emotions. When someone uses guilt to control you, they cross a boundary between their emotional responsibility and yours. A healthy person expresses needs calmly. A manipulative person makes you feel responsible for their discomfort. And once they see guilt works on you, they'll use it to shape your behavior, your choices, even your identity. Ask yourself, do they get upset without explaining why? Do you apologize just to calm things down? Do you feel anxious around them even when you've done nothing wrong? This isn't communication. This is emotional blackmail delivered softly but heavy in impact. Breaking this requires firmness. Separate what you actually did from how they feel. Let them feel their emotions without carrying them yourself. When you stop carrying guilt that was never yours, you take back the power they've been drawing from you. Their feelings belong to them. Your integrity belongs to you, and you never apologize for a crime you didn't commit. Red flag 8. You feel drained. Every time you interact with them, your energy drops, your mood shifts, and you walk away feeling heavier than before. This is one of the clearest signs you've given someone too much power. Your body reacts before your mind understands. Emotional exhaustion is not random. It shows up when you give more than you receive, when you manage their emotions more than your own, when you shrink yourself so they can feel more in control. With time, your nervous system learns to predict the stress, and just being around them becomes exhausting. Some drain you by constantly complaining, demanding attention, or playing the victim. Others drain you with criticism, negativity, or quiet dominance games. And some drain you simply by living in chaos and expecting you to fix everything. The pattern is the same. You leave every interaction feeling empty, not empowered. Stoicism teaches, protect your mind from those who bring disturbance, not clarity. Your inner peace is never something you should gamble with. When a relationship, whether it's a friend, partner, co-worker, or even family, constantly drains you, it's a sign the exchange is one-sided. You're pouring your energy into a well that never fills. And the more tired you become, the easier it is for them to shape your thoughts, your choices, and even your emotional balance. Ask yourself, do you feel tense before meeting them? Do you need time to recover after being around them? Do you feel responsible for keeping them calm, entertained, or emotionally steady? This isn't connection. This isn't support. This is emotional extraction, a dynamic where your energy becomes their fuel. To break this red flag, you have to understand that your energy is a limited resource. Set boundaries around your time, your access, and your emotional involvement. Reduce your availability, add distance, guard your clarity. When your energy rises, your strength returns, and emotional drainers lose their hold. Your energy is sacred, your peace is priceless, and anyone who exhausts you does not deserve unlimited access to your life. Red flag 9. They expect you to treat them as a priority over yourself. They want your time, your attention, and they want it even when it comes at the cost of your own well-being. This red flag appears when someone believes your life should revolve around their needs. They don't always say it out loud, but their reactions reveal the truth. When you choose rest instead of rescuing them, they act hurt. When you focus on your own goals, they label you distant. When you draw boundaries, they make you feel selfish. With time, you start sacrificing your peace, your priorities, and even parts of your identity just to keep them satisfied. People who demand this level of emotional priority aren't looking for balance. They're looking for control. They want proof that their desires outweigh your responsibilities, that their emotions matter more than your needs, and that their world is more important than yours. This imbalance slowly convinces you that choosing yourself is somehow wrong, a belief that quietly steals your strength. Stoicism reminds us, if you lose yourself to please others, you gain nothing. Someone who genuinely respects you will appreciate your discipline, your limits, and your growth. Someone who feels entitled to your time will resent anything that doesn't revolve around them. The more you comply, the more invisible you become in your own story. Ask yourself, do they get upset when you choose what benefits you? Do they expect instant replies, immediate attention, or constant availability? Do they treat your needs as obstacles to their comfort? This isn't love. This isn't loyalty. This is entitlement disguised as connection. To break this cycle, put your life back at the center of your decisions. Prioritize your rest, your health, your goals, your boundaries. You don't need anyone's approval to choose yourself. And when someone reacts negatively to your self-respect, that reaction is the truth you needed to notice. Your needs matter. Your time is valuable. No one has the right to stand above your own life. Part 3. From awareness to reclaiming your power. Awareness is the beginning. Taking your power back is the transformation. Now that you recognize these red flags, the most important shift is this. Stop reacting and start choosing. Every time you pause before responding, every time you refuse to chase approval, every time you hold a boundary without explaining, you reclaim a piece of the power you once surrendered. Stoicism teaches that true control starts within. You can't rewrite someone else's behavior, but you can rewrite your role in it. When you detach your emotions from their reactions, you break the loop that once allowed them to influence you. And the moment you stop abandoning yourself to protect someone else's comfort, everything changes. Your clarity becomes your armor, your boundaries become your voice, and your awareness becomes your liberation. Part 4. Boundary Toolkit. Protecting your peace with Stoic precision. A boundary isn't a wall. It's a clear definition of what you will and will not allow. When someone keeps crossing your emotional limits, you don't argue, you don't justify, and you don't negotiate. You communicate with directness, short, steady, and neutral. Boundaries weaken when wrapped in long explanations. They strengthen when spoken calmly and with certainty. Use these 4 Stoic phrases to reclaim your space. That doesn't work for me. A clean, unapologetic refusal. I'm not available for that. Protects your time and your energy. I won't continue this conversation in that tone. Establishes behavioral limits. Your emotions are yours to process. Separates their responsibility from yours. These lines aren't aggression, they're alignment. They remind you your peace isn't negotiable and your self-respect doesn't need justification. Take back your power with clarity, not anger. You've now seen all 9 red flags, the subtle behaviors that drain your strength, sway your emotions, and pull you away from your center. Most people don't recognize these signs until they've already given too much of themselves away, but you recognize them now. And awareness is the starting point of reclaiming your power. This message gave you 3 things. Recognition, so you understand what's been happening. Understanding, so you see why it impacts you. And tools, so you know exactly how to respond with strength instead of fear. But knowledge turns into power only when practiced. Start small. 1 boundary, 1 pause, 1 act of choosing yourself. These small shifts rebuild your inner authority faster than you expect. Thank you for sharing your time here today. Your presence shows you're committed to becoming stronger, clearer, and more grounded. If this message helped you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel reach more people who need this clarity. I'll see you in the next video.